St. Andrews, faculty are encouraged to do scholarly activity of any of various sorts. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided to look into a very interdisciplinary activity, and I've written a book entitled The Relevance of Jesus on Gospel, the Views of a Physics Teacher. First of all, I appreciate the opportunity to say a little bit about my book. Primarily, it's about two things. It's about my religious views and how my background in science supports them. A lot of people think that scientists shy away from religion, and a lot of them do. A lot of them don't. In the first half of my book, I deal with the alleged appearances of Jesus after the crucifixion. And I defend the view that they did occur and that in some way God caused them to happen. The first half is where I use my background in physics and my understanding of how science works in general. What I mean by the latter, how science works in general, is I talk about the goal of science, which is not to prove theories like mathematicians proving theorems, but rather to find the likeliest explanations for events as best we can understand them. And I talk about the preference in science for the simplest explanations over more complicated ones. And I can give you a sort of a two-in-one example of both of those ideas. That is, the likeliest explanations and the simplest explanations. It is a fact that the universe, our universe, is fine-tuned to permit life to exist. There are a number of physical constants, just absolute constants, which, if they were not in the particular range that they are in, would not allow life to exist anywhere in any circumstances in our universe. And needless to say, they're all met, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. Well, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? To me, the likeliest reason is also the simplest reason, namely that those constants were met because they were intended to be met.